Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, we are live now, and um, my surroundings are a bit different because I'm on the road. Being on the road is something that a lot of artists do, right? It's something that is super conducive to that creative space that we hold, and that we do. That we nurture ourselves with, so that we're able to get on to more creativity. And this last week, starting Monday, I've had a couple of conversations with people. And these conversations were about being enough. What if you thought you were enough? How would that change you? What would that do for you? How would that change your art? And I think that this world gives us these messages about not being enough. We're born into it, right? We're told from the very beginning that we're not enough. And as artists, I think that we have a little bit different challenge than most people do, because we're different. We're we're creatives, right? And that doesn't look the same to the rest of the world. And we are given messages that are amplified about how different we are, how we're not enough, right? So, what if you did think that you were enough? What would that look like for you? If you had that really superpower of self-belief, right? What would that change in your life, in all of your creative endeavors? And not in just your creative endeavors, but how about your business? How about your relationships? If you felt more confident, what would that mean to unleashing greater creativity? You'd take more risks, right? You would be on top of trying new things, whether it's in your business or it's in your personal life, in your art, in your relationships, everything. What would that look like? What would that look like for you to have this really incredible confidence in yourself? What would that look like in your life? If suddenly you just thought, man, I can do anything. I can create anything. I can create a new style. I can create a more fulfilling relationship with my partner, with my children, in my art business, right? And in your art business, if you had this belief that you were enough, what would that look like to your collectors? How would that translate into the conversations that you have with people that really admire your art? How would that translate into the conversations that you have with people on social media? If you believe that you were enough, you were unstoppable, what would that look like in all of your relationships? What would you do? What risks would you be willing to take? Because the truth of it is, you are enough. You are perfect just the way you are. Now, I don't know what you believe, and I really try hard not to bring my beliefs into this conversation because they're very personal to me, right? But every once in a while, it just fits. I believe in a God who said, I have to have this particular person, this specific person, to accomplish this goal at this time. And he created you. Specifically you. He thought you up and put you into this world to fulfill this particular purpose. What if you believed that? What if you believed that something greater than you, whether you call it God, the universe, or whatever it is, you believed that you were put here for a very specific purpose. And as an artist, it's not just about the art that you create, but that is a big part of it. It's about the relationships that you create. It's about what you're doing in your life. But what if you believed that you were empowered by the creator of all things and put into this world for a specific purpose? How would that change you? How would grasping that inside of yourself make you think, oh my gosh, she could be onto something here. She could be right. Because I really, truly believe that. I believe that you are here for a specific purpose, that you were created very specifically. You were carved out. You were created, and your art is a part of that purpose that you are here for. Because there's something so powerful about your art. There is something so amazing about that creative process that not many people really grasp or understand. It's a mystery, right? It's a mystery even to artists. We get into that creative space where we're doing something really, truly amazing, and it is a place that time just disappears for us, right? Ideas come to us and we have no idea where from. We continue to practice these specific techniques and then stumble across something that is really unique unto us. And this happens in that creative place. And what if you believed that that creative place is just for you? What if you believed that? What if you believed that you can do anything? You are powerful, you are amazing, and that you can just go out there and do everything that's in your heart. How would that change the conversation with your collectors? How would you approach them differently if you believed that they're looking at your art and it is something that is really striking an incredible, powerful chord in their heart? Rather than being a little bit, oh, hold on. I'm in a different place right now, and I think that you're able to hear the background noise, and I really apologize for that. Because in my own space, it's very controlled, and when you're in other places, you have other things coming at you, right? So that's one of the things that's happening yet this morning. So if you can hear the stuff that's going on in the background, I apologize. So if you had this super knowledge about being good enough, about being really special, because you are, if you felt that within yourself, what would that change for you? How would that change you? How would it change your relationships with the people in your life that you love and the people that you meet? What is the difference that it would make for you? So your reputation is something that is really dependent upon how you feel about yourself. And if you feel more powerful, you see these people, you see them all the time that have these really incredible, highly developed self-esteems. And sometimes we look at them and go, and who does this person think that they are? Well, they think that they're all that in a bag of chips, right? And what if we thought we were all that in a bag of chips? It would transform our lives. It would transform the way that we approach everything, our art business, our relationships, our creativity, what we're doing in our lives. We take chances that we now say, I don't know, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that one. You know, it's a little bit scary for me, so I'm just going to back off of it. How would it change your life? I know that for me, when it was said to me, it was actually, I believe, a podcast that I was listening to that was talking about being specifically made for a real purpose, a real purpose, and embracing that inkling of understanding. And it's something in these conversations that I was talking about that really came through in a big way, because these people that I had this conversation with, two different people, two different conversations, but the gist of it was the same. And that was that we're told if we are believers, right? We're told that we are born into sin, right? We're sinners. What if you believed that you were born into grace? Because I believe that that's what it is. We are born into grace. We are born into a life that is filled with blessings at every turn. Everywhere we turn, there is a blessing. And it's recognizing those blessings, little, small, huge, it doesn't matter. There are blessings all around us. And it doesn't matter who you are and in what circumstance. It is our focus. What are we focused on? Are we focused on the problem, or are we focused on the solution? I believe that one of my superpowers is that I'm solution oriented, and many artists are, right? We are problem solvers. We are always encountering in our art, in that creative process, something that can be a challenge, and we have to find a solution. We have to find an answer for it. So we're problem solvers. We're solution oriented. So are you focusing on the problem, or are you focusing on the solution? And I believe that that's true in all of life. And thank you, Craig. It really is valuable. It is so valuable to believe that we are something amazingly crafted and absolutely unique. God only made one of us. He said, I need this person for this solution. And if we were to take hold of that knowledge, embrace it. And it's not always easy, because, man, we've got the world coming at us at lightning speed, telling us that we are not good enough, always telling us that we are not good enough, that there's always a problem. We're not generous enough. We are not pouring into society in the appropriate way. We can always be more, be more, be more, be more. What if you were perfect just the way you are right this moment? You are the perfect version of you right this moment, which doesn't mean that you can't learn new things. And it doesn't mean that you can't become ever a better version of yourself. It just means that at this moment, you're right where you're supposed to be. And looking for more answers is a search that is going to enhance your life, right? Yeah, I believe this. I believe this stuff in the core of my being, that we are each individually incredibly made, and we are made for a specific purpose, and it is for us to step into that purpose and to fulfill it. And that purpose is always about enhancing the lives of others. But first, we have to embrace ourselves, right? Because it's impossible to pour from an empty cup. And if we're empty on the inside, we have nothing to give. So there's Matthew McConaughey. He talks about being selfish, and that being selfish is a good thing. It is a good thing to have your needs met, because once your needs are met, then you can expand and meet the needs of others, which is really powerful and really important. But your own needs have to be met first. And what are those? What is it that you need in your own life? What are the things that are important to you that you embrace, that make you feel fuller and want to give more? What are those things? Right. And I know that today is tool tips or tool time. And we are going to talk about Google Docs, but making sure that when you are approaching your life, knowing that you are unique, you are amazing. Your creativity is something so powerful that people look at you in absolute wonder. Just how do they do that? How do they do that? Because not everyone is blessed with that real amazing creativity that an artist has, right? So I invite you to think of yourself as being enough, as being perfect right this moment, just the way you are. Doesn't mean that you can't get better. It means that at this moment, you're right where you're supposed to be, doing exactly what it is that you're supposed to be doing. And that is important and powerful stuff. So I do want to get on to Google Docs, because this is a powerful tool for artists. It is a powerful tool that can help you keep your art business organized no matter where you are. Because if you are starting your art business on your computer and you happen to be away from home, and you only have your phone, but oh my gosh, what are all of those documents and videos and all of those things that I need right this moment? Where are they? Well, they can be in your Google Docs, right? Now I am going to check here. Yes. Okay. I'm going to share my screen here in just a moment. Let's see here. I get to get a little bit more organized here. Okay. And we are going to share my whole desktop. And I get to move me, and I get to come over here. So if you have a Gmail account, you automatically have access to a whole suite of tools from Google that are free and can really help and make a difference in your art business. How do you find them? Well, you come and open a new tab in your browser, and over on this right-hand side, you have some options, right? You've got Google Mail, and if you've got images on Google, which you can store a lot of images on Google, you can pull those up quickly and easily. But these 9 dots here, these are powerful, and this is where the information is. You've got Gmail here, but I've got it set up so that it appears when I first come into a new page and shows it to me. You can do a search from here. You can go over to your YouTube, and if you have a Google account, then if you've got a Gmail account, you've automatically have a YouTube, which is a great place to store your videos. And here's the one that we're going to talk about. This is the drive, right? So you can see here, I've just got a whole bunch of files here in my Google Drive. Now you can also see that I am a paid version, and I believe that it costs me $8.99 a month to have 100 gigabytes of storage. But a free account has 15 gigabytes of storage. And if you manage it, then you are able to keep oh my gosh, the amount of documents that you can keep on here and the amount of videos, depending on their length, you can keep them stored in here until you get them to their final destination. So when you click on new, you can create new folders. And I really recommend having folders with names for specific tasks that you want to create. You can upload your files. You can upload folders. Now, I have recently, I had a Dropbox for like ever, but their expense and flexibility was not working for me at that particular price point. They were charging more, and I could get the same from Google at a lower price, and that was my choice. So I switched everything over to Google. Now, in the Google Docs, you can create a blank document, or you can create one from a template. Google Sheets. Now, I don't know about you, but I really like a spreadsheet. And I only learned that when I started using them in my art business. Spreadsheets are just really wonderful things. I love the columns and the rows because I can really go into them and create something that has a tremendous amount of information all about one particular subject. And you know what? We're going to do that because I do want to share with you some things. So when Google starts to give you a spreadsheet, it goes all the way to Z, from A to Z. And not very often do you need that many columns, right? So I come in first and decide how many columns it is that I need. And let's say that for an artist, you're going to, and row 1 is usually your titles of the column, right? So for this, I would put in here collector, or name this spreadsheet. Actually, you know what? I would name this spreadsheet collectors, right? This is a great way to keep track of who has your art, where does it live, and being able to duplicate this would be, oh my gosh, it would be wonderful. So this would be their first name, and I would hit my tab and put in their last name. I would put in their email address and phone if I had it. And if they have a website, and notes. These would be the really important components of information that I would think, well, actually, you know what? I can think of a couple of others. So I am going to move this one. Oops. I'm going to move this over a couple, and I am going to come over here, and I'm going to say date of sale and artwork name. So those are really important components to have, and you might think of a few more bits of information that you would like in there. But now we've got all of these rows in here, and I like for my documents to be a little bit more organized, a little bit more user-friendly. So I come in and delete the rows, and I usually can come in here, and let's see if I'm able to do this in one fell swoop. I am going to choose all of these, right? I just held down my shift key, and then I'm going to delete columns. So now I have a nice clean spreadsheet. Now this one here, date of sale, I'm going to delete this column as well. Nope, I'm going to add a column now because something disappeared on me. And I am going to insert a column to the right side, and I'm going to call this notes. And you can put in here a tremendous amount of information, and it's all in one place and accessible for you no matter what you're doing, no matter where you are, right? So that is really a wonderful thing for collectors. But what if you're doing the emails that you receive on your website? Someone comes in and they share an email with you. What are the information that you need to collect from them or about them that allow you to have access to that, right? No matter where you are. And that's the beauty, that's the wonderful thing about using a spreadsheet. So Google Docs offers that. And let's see here. So we looked at Google Sheets, right? So same thing. I just created a new document. I'm going to get rid of it. And I am going to take a look here. Google Slides, you can create like a PowerPoint here from Google, and they've got templates for you. And Google Forms. What if you created a receipt for a piece of art, right? You've got it all in one place. Now here's one that I actually use quite a bit, and these are Google Drawings. Now I use them for a different purpose. When I am thinking about a specific way that I'm going to be talking to artists, I am creating a flow chart of what I'm doing. But for an artist, what it would look like is, let's do some shapes. Let's just get a box here, and let's put a box right here. And then I'm going to duplicate this box, and I'm going to copy and paste it. I'm going to paste a couple, and I'm going to move these over. Google tells you if they're all lined up. Wonderful. We're good. Okay. There we go. And there we go. And there we go. If you want to offer a specific piece of art on social media and your website, what would that look like, right? And having a clear idea, because we're visual creatures as artists, right? We have this great imagination, but being able to see what those steps might look like is something that's super powerful. So I start with the end in mind, and the result that I want to get is, let's see, I'm going to do a text box here. Let's see, art, let's see, well, let's call it website art. And you can call it the specific piece that you have in mind. And I'm just going to make my little guy here smaller, because I don't need him to be that big. And then I'm going to move him right down here. So this is my end in mind. And I'm going to be moving some things around here. And I'll put this over here. So what are some channels that I can use to help get people to this specific page on my website? Well, the first thing that I can do is send out emails. So we're going to create another text. Come on. Give me a text. Give me a text box, please. Okay, I've got another answer. I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to paste it. Oops, that didn't work. Okay, I am just going to put my cursor down here. Let's see if that will work for me. There we go. I can send out emails to the people that are on my list. That would be the first thing that I can do. And the objective is to get them back here to my website. So I would create a link from here, the email, taking them back to my website. Well, I can also come here and use social media. Oops. And I'll make this smaller, and I'll move this right here. And in my social media, there is going to be a link that is going to take them back to the page on my website that I have that piece of art. Well, what's something else that I could do? Oops. What is something else that I could do as far as getting people over to my website? Well, I can also, maybe, depending on the piece of art and what it is that you're doing, how it is that you're doing, you can do paid ads. But the objective is always to get them back to the link on the website. So being able to see this is like super visual, and it really is helpful for me to be able to do that. And I'm able to do it in Google Docs, right? So I'm going to go back to Google Docs, and I am going to look at some of the other tools in here that, there's so many things that you're able to do here. So you can actually have more apps that are available for you. You have a regular address that you go to, but can't always remember how to get there because you don't go there very often. You can keep it in here. You can also convert your audio and images to a JPEG or an MP4 or an MP3. There are a lot of tools here inside of Google Drive. And it is one of the tools that will really make a huge difference in your art business. So if it's something that you want to learn more about, right? You want to master this incredible tool, join me. Join me for Mastering the Digital Canvas. And we dive in deep into these tools so that you're able to use them in a very specific manner. You're wondering about the converter. Gosh, I don't need to convert. I do regularly. And one of the things that I get to convert regularly are the images from my iPhone, because my iPhone takes a HIEC photo, and it needs to be converted into a JPEG or a PNG or something else, because it is a unique format for Apple, right? So universal is JPEG or PNG or GIF, one of those. So it gets to be converted into a different kind of file. I'd love to have you join me. I think that it is going to be an incredible, powerful masterclass, and we get started October 30th. And this is not the only tool that I help you learn how to use quickly, easily. Take the learning curve out of it, because it took me a long time and a lot of videos, a lot of searches to dial into the information about how to use Google Docs in an efficient kind of way. So I hope that this was helpful. I'll drop the link into the post so that you are able to go take a look, and I hope that you'll join me. But really the important thing is, what decisions, what risks would you be willing to take if you believed that you were enough? What would that look like? How would it transform your life? And it's just one of the things that we jump into in a big way, because pouring into you, letting you know how incredible you really are, is something that's very important to me. And I do it regularly with my master classes. So join me. That's what I've got for you today. And I really hope that you're going to go out and have a magnificent day and create something beautiful.